It's another land-based travel for me here, but this time I'm excited. First, one of the country's best beach sites can be found here. Second, because of the clean water, the biggest of the biggest duck lobos grow here. And lastly, I can fluently speak their dialect. Galila! I'm Ruby, and join me in another exciting eco road trip here in Pangasinan. The third biggest province in the whole archipelago of the Philippines, Pangasinan, whose name derived from salt or asin as the major source of livelihood, also known as the gateway to the north. Pangasinan boasts of long, white, sandy beach, mountain ranges, and the beautiful stretch of a river. Agno River, which is found right here in Pangasinan, is the fifth largest river system in the country with a drainage area of 5,953 kilometers. It drains around 6.6 cubic kilometers of fresh water into Lingayen Gulf, or almost 70% of the total freshwater input into the Gulf. The river is not only magnificent looking, but it supports millions of people living beside it. Thus, to maintain and protect its biodiversity, Pangasinan has launched Ilog Ko, Aroen Tanbilayan Ko, or My River, I Will Make It Live and Love. You're one of the people responsible for the research and documentation called Task Force Kalikasan. This is related to Agno River. How majestic is Agno River?
Actually, the Agno River is the fifth largest river in the Philippines and the third in Luzon. The Agno River is one of the main sources of livelihood of our people here in Pangasinan.
Agno River, which is 206 kilometers long, is also the third largest river in Luzon, next to Cagayan River and Pampanga River. Plays a vital role in the lives of the Pangasinense, as it is the river that waters their agricultural lands and provides them with the livelihood from fishing. You have a campaign, Ilog Ko, Aroen Ko, for people who do not speak the dialect like me. It simply means Ilog ko, mahalin ko,
At bubuhayin.
at bubuhayin ko.
Yes.
So, what is this campaign all about?
It aims to massively clean up and dredge the river, the Agno River here in Pangasinan.
This campaign strengthened the protection, conservation, and sustainable development of the fisheries industry. Why is there a need to protect Agno River?
There are many reasons why we have to protect our Agno River. First of all, it is a long-term mitigation to flooding.
Yes.
It is the sources of livelihood of our province mates.
Right.
And to bring back the pristine beauty of the Agno River.
And it traverses into 19
Yes,
municipalities
yes.
out of 47.
That's
So
right.
almost a big part of Pangasinan involves or interacts with Agno River.
That's right.
What are the issues or threats that Agno River is facing right now?
Bago linisan ng Task Force Kalikasan na ang Agno River, nandoon yung problema ng river pollution, yes, and inundation or pagbaha, flooding. Right after that, we massively clean up the Agno River. Flooding was decreased to
Okay, nag-improve.
100%. Oh, nag-improve ang flow ng water. So
Okay.
it prevent flooding.
That's right.
And also yung aming kailugan, marami ng species.
Agno River must be protected since it also functions as a catch basin. It also acts as a sediment trap from the effects of rapid deforestation and extensive mining. The heavy metals input through the irrigation system will lower the soil quality, which will result to a poor impact on agriculture of the lowland plains. Now, what must the locals do to support your program, the Ilog Ko, Aroon Ko? What must they do?
Through our massive campaign on Ilog Ko, Bilin, and Aroon Ko, we would like to seek the cooperation of everyone to love and protect our Agno River because it's a main sources of livelihood and it is one also of the tourist destination. We are doing our best to clean our rivers. All we ask is the cooperation and discipline, not only our locals but also the visitors coming to our province to maintain cleanliness and please love our river.
Alaminos, Pangasinan is the home of the country's giant clams. I have seen the clams in Camiguin and some in Samal, where some of which came from the seeds here. But the giant clams here in the 100 Islands, also known as Taclobos, are way, way bigger. Another ecosite is the coral reefs in the 100 Islands National Park, which is home to the country's giant clams.
Kuya, mabigat ba? Around how many kilos?
40 kilos po, ma'am.
40 kilos.
The world's largest bivalve mollusk, which can weigh over 225 kilos and with their shell extending over a meter, the Taclobo is the faithful ally or best friend of the coral reef in supporting the marine life in the park.
It's nice! The water is warm. We are actually walking on dead corals. So don't forget, don't do this when the corals are alive.
These gentle giants are now protected since illegal poachers continuously harvest them for their meat. Because of their importance in the marine ecosystem, they are now being protected with the help of the University of the Philippines Marine Science Institute. They have replanted them in many parts of the park to ensure their survival and proliferation. Pangasinan has continuously topped the list of the best beach spot in the Philippines. You know why? You don't need to fly or leave Luzon to get into this white sandy beach or swim at this turquoise-colored water. Let's go swim! Beyond the Lingayen Beach in Bolinao, which are also a favorite destination here in Pangasinan, hidden here in Burgos is one of the country's top beach destination, the Cabongawan Beach. An undiscovered paradise found here in the western Pangasinan. Cabongawan Beach is serene and far from the maddening crowd. The trip is all worth it as I swim in this clean water and frolic in the white sands. Pangasinan offers one of the best road traveling experience. Left and right, you are visually treated with rows and rows of golden mountains and verdant mountain hills. Century-old trees dot the well-paved road the north is known for. These century trees have stood witness to the province's rich historical past and has contributed to protect the towns from typhoons and floods. That is why, when they were threatened to be cut, one brave woman stood her ground. Born in Pangasinan, Virgie Pasalo is an eco-warrior who fought against the cutting of trees along the Manila North Road in Pangasinan. You were born in Pangasinan. Describe to us the natural beauty of the environment growing up in Pangasinan.
I was born in Palakpalak. It's a barrio along the highway of Posurubio. And during that time, there were so many trees and there were so many plants. It's incredible how they planted all the highways with sampaguitas. And we would wake up at 3 o'clock to pick the flowers in the highway.
These century-old trees help clean the air in Pangasinan. They also serve as calming device to motorists, thus preventing road rages and accidents.
Then an environmentalist friend texted me, sabi niya, "Gee, you don't have any more trees." O di, nasyak ako. So sabi ko, "Are you sure?" So I traveled, and then when I traveled, yung tree na kakakat lang, yung where my dad was standing.
Waiting for you.
Oo, sabi ko,
may
my
sentimental
God,
value yung tree.
Parang kang yung you don't know what to say, you know that you're violated, something in your memory was squashed. So parang sa akin, oh my God, this is terrible.
Because of the country's national government road widening project, many century-old trees face the threat of being killed and cut.
We thought to file a temporary environmental protection order. And then we also tried the advocacy to actually meet amicably to discuss or to come up with a social contract. No?
That's right.
So we...
it's a win-win situation.
Win-win situation because we do not want to fight. These are trees,
right.
No?
770 trees were among 1,829 trees that the DPWH was supposed to cut to give way to the road widening project.
There was already a standing order from the Department of Public Works and Highways that there will be no more cutting of trees. No?
Right.
So nung nakita nito yung mga nandung mga politiko, they wanted to subvert this kind of what do you call this
Decision.
This decision. So they worked doon sa baba. So there is a disjoint between the pronouncement of the higher ups of DPWH and DNR and their local
the local government.
Yung mismo sa sarili nila, sa line ng kanilang authority.
Because of the people's clamor to stop the cutting, some 770 trees will now be saved.
I am doing this in behalf of the Tree Coalition, which we belong. No? The tree represents an ecology. So when you kill one tree, you're killing also an ecosystem because birds there, they go there and they nest there, and then other insects, and then you have an emotional relationship with that tree. So you're killing a part of your soul. So ang gusto ko sanang is you try to look at this tree as part of a web of life. So yung web of life na yan, kung ikakat mo yan, that's a source of your sustenance. And if you kill something like that, pati ikaw yung viability mo as an individual person or human being gets to be disrupted.
blessed with a very wide land, Pangasinan's crescent shape occupies 536,818 hectares of land area, which constitutes almost one-half or 41.8% of the total land area of Region 1 and 1.8% of the total area of the Philippines. Because of this, they have the great responsibility of constantly regreening their lands and even their mangroves. One town in Pangasinan is doing good and doing green by rehabilitating 90 hectares of the town's mangroves. As part of the project of the Coastal Resource Management Program, what is this all about?
Okay, actually, the mangrove reforestation tells about to rehabilitate and restore our existing mangrove areas, especially those undeveloped and underdeveloped fish pondless areas.
This mangrove reforestation program started in 1995 as part of the local government management program. Now, what happens when the number of these mangroves dwindle?
Actually, one of the problem of our country is the illegal cutting of mangroves. They are making use of these mangroves into a charcoal.
Okay.
They are selling this into our...
So it's like slashing and burning?
Yes, slashing and burning, and they're using this as one of the materials in their households.
Your program is aimed to stop these people from doing that, using these mangroves as a means of energy or energy for cooking.
Yes, yes.
Right, so how do you do it?
Actually, we are using this. We are disseminating information to our community.
Because of the constant fear of flooding and the impending threat of global warming, the locals are vigilant in planting mangroves. Instead of the slashing and the burning of these mangroves, now you are promoting them to plant the mangroves as a means of livelihood for the locals. What's that program?
Actually, this program, we are giving this the livelihood assistance to them.
Okay.
We are buying the propagules, the fruit itself. No,
Okay.
we are buying this for every pieces of mangrove seeds or propagules. We are giving them 2 pesos each.
Okay.
Just not to cut. No, not to cut this mangrove, but to grow it instead.
They are also given an incentive of 2 pesos per each mangrove seedling collected. 2 pesos if they plant 1 mangrove, and another 2 pesos if the mangrove survives for 1 year.
The main purpose for this is to have additional income.
Now, I understand in the past, these mangroves helped the community in times of typhoon. As far as what, protection against the water level coming
actually,
into this?
one of the importance of mangrove is the mangrove serves as the main barrier against storm surge, strong winds.
That's
As you can see, here in our mangrove areas, we have this nipa hut. No? During the typhoon Emong, no, 2 to 3 years back, these mangroves were actually is the one who actually protect our mangrove, our nipa hut house.
Mangroves serve as habitats of birds and fishes, and they prevent coastal erosion. These mangroves also mitigate global warming, as these trees help absorb carbon from the atmosphere. So how do you intend to keep these trees safe?
Okay, we have a law. We have the national law, the Republic Act 8550 or the Philippine Fisheries Code of 1998.
Okay.
This law is the one who protects not to cut this kind of trees. Because
so it's now illegal.
Yes, it's illegal. Yes. Don't cut this mangrove. Let us protect and preserve this mangrove, not only for us, but for the succeeding generation. Let us help this mangrove to grow. Let us bring back this mangrove in order for us to bring the natural beauty of mangrove, because the mangrove serves as the nursery, the sanctuary of our birds, our fishes, and our crustaceans.
This one, you don't take the plastic out because you're going to submerge them in water. And since the roots are now coming out of the plastic, there is no need to actually take the plastic out. So that's the major difference. With this time, we're planting with a whole plastic bag. And you need to make sure that the roots are coming out of the plastic so it will survive. Let's go. Century-old trees abound all over the world, not only in the Philippines. Instead of cutting them, most of these countries relocate them to a better place. Why? It has given and done so much more for the environment and improved their quality of life in the first 100 years, and they would want to continue it. Never cut century-old trees. If you do so, it's a clear reflection of how you value our environment and natural resources. But instead of cutting them, work around the tree, or better yet, relocate them. Trees clean the air, and century-old trees clean 70 times more pollution than newly planted trees. I'm Ruby, and never think twice in protecting trees. Remember, a 100-foot tall tree produces 6,000 pounds of oxygen. 2 mature trees can provide enough oxygen for a family of 4. So instead of cutting them, let's all say, thank you, trees!